If you're not familiar with NBA 2K ratings, players are rated from 55 to 99 depending on their skill level. Today we do that with One Piece antagonist pre-time skip, but it's with my opinion. So we're gonna disagree. Anyways, let's get started. Number 1, Alvida. Getting smacked by a rookie Luffy within the first episode is crazy ass work. We're gonna give that a 60 overall. She eats the smooth fruit later, but what does she do with it? Not a damn thing. Axehand Morgan is just someone who captured Zoro. He's kind of like a baby. I don't even know what to call him. A part of the Marines captures Zoro, gets clapped by Luffy, frees Zoro. Now Zoro's part of Straw Hat Crew. Kind of weak, 65 overall. He has a cool son though. He comes back later on. Captain Buggy, a man that almost made me drop One Piece completely because I thought he was dog ass. I hated his character. I hated his design. I hated the nose. And I thought his devil fruit power was dumb. But now going through the rest of the arcs in the pre-time skip and finding out where he is post-time skip just a little bit, and his staying power overall, it hits different now. 85 overall for Mr. Captain Buggy. Captain Kuro, the dumbest shit I saw pre-time skip was his little and he does like a fast step because of it. It's like his gather before his super speed. And if I remember right, his superpower or his skill was to like be disguised or something. And then he was, this is how much I just don't care about the character. I hated him already off rip. 73 overall. I didn't like the character. I did like his hypnotic Michael Jackson, Django, just because his character design was funny as hell. 70 overall. The fuck was moonwalking across the screen? Made no sense. Don Krieg. Now, low key, a Frankie prototype, having weapons in his, in his shoulders and stuff like that. Kind of like a little teaser to when Frankie comes in later on. A man that couldn't make it on the Grand Line and got packed out by Mr. Mihawk, who we'll cover next, and came over to the Barati and tried to start some shit and got clapped by a kind of rookie Luffy. He's still a rookie. He's still a young jit coming up in the world. 75 overall for Don Krieg. Speaking of a warlord, here we go. First man to crack the 90s, Mihawk. Packed up Zoro with a pocket knife, basically, in their first clash against each other, as well as ran Don Krieg, the previous person we talked about, off of the Grand Line. And then in the war, barely did anything, just basically showed off. Nonchalant, dreadhead, who has honor, is the best way I can describe him. 94 overall. The man who's associated with the arc that made me stay, Mr. Longnose himself, Arlong, and the Arlong Park, and the Arlong Pirates, and the Arlong Fishmen, whatever you want to call them. Episode 31 is forever goated. It made me stay for this One Piece journey. Him giving Nami a nightmarish upbringing, killing her mom, fucking up the village, and then introducing us to the fishman species, who show that One Piece is more than just adventure. It has some politics behind it, with a future arc, Fishman Island, and him being still a solid set piece for that part of the arc. It just makes him even better. Now, the only downside is he's ass on land, but underwater he is a fish man, so he's gonna be better. So we give him a 79 on land and an 83 in the water. Captain Smoker. Captain Smoker was an issue for Luffy in the beginning of One Piece and for a lot of other characters in One Piece. But as the power scaling kept going and got better, Captain Smoker kind of got left in the dust. And I'm leaking a little bit into post-time skip, but this shows even more as we go later on in the story. Now, he's a cool character. He's one of the first Logia types, I believe, we see. He just gets his ass cheeks clapped a lot in this show. 82 overall. I'm sorry. He's just mid to me. Actually, you know what? I'll readjust it. I'll give him an 84 because he is better than Arlong. Baroque Works. I'm only going to talk about 3 people from Baroque Works. Daz Bones, cool little character, sword arm boy, or sword arm man, 71 overall. He only fought Zoro, lost to Zoro. Simple as that. Mr. 2, Bon Clay the GOAT, the sacrifice that was needed to Impel Down when Luffy needed it the most. He held that shit down. I used to hate him with all my heart. I thought he was annoying as shit, but Impel Down basically redeemed everything for him. Also, shapeshifting is a pretty cool double fruit. 82 overall for Bon Clay. And we got Mr. 3, Mr. Wax. Same concept with Mr. 2 or Bon Clay. He was very funny in the Impel Down arc, and actually gave the Straw Hats some early troubles, turning them into wax statues. Mr. Wax Fruit himself is a 77 overall. King Wapol, Drum Island, 69 overall. He just eats shit and doesn't like doctors. I didn't like him at all. I like the arc, but not him. Get him out. Crocodile. First off, 87 overall. Second off, the first warlord to be evil and introduce us to someone who wants to be a dickhead and rule a whole country. Not just a little village like Arlong, a whole country. And shows us the true power of what a Logia fruit can do with the Sand fruit. Also showing us that Luffy actually shish kebab and had him thrown into the sand and we all thought he was dead. Showed that there's levels to this shit. Now, obviously, his one weakness is water. And, you know, him having a devil fruit that's kind of region locked, it's kind of ass. He can't go to certain parts of the map, otherwise he'll get clapped pretty easily. But in the desert, he was pretty OP. So, just for the story and for the context, and him opening up the window of warlords in One Piece itself, really, like kind of expanding on how much power they have, especially him being the leader of Baroque Works, give him an 87 overall. Bellamy got One Punch Man by Luffy and sucked off Doflamingo's meat. 77 overall. Just leave it. Not even gonna get into it. The only person on this list that's worth a 99 overall is Blackbeard, and that's simple as that. A man who has 2 devil fruits. Let me back up. Sorry. Get a little personal. One of them from Whitebeard, and the other one is a fruit that packed out Ace and led to him getting clapped. 99 overall. Don't care. Imagine meeting your biggest op in their baby years and him inspiring you, and then he helps get your brother killed, and then he is now the biggest threat to becoming king of the pirates in the new world. Eneru, man, let's talk about Aura, a man who introduced hockey to the show, observation hockey, God himself on Sky Island, Eneru, 91 overall, by the way, just gonna get that out the way. If Luffy doesn't exist, if Luffy isn't a rubber man, if the physics of electricity and rubber did not exist, they all lose. Straw Hat Crew doesn't have any more adventures ever. Lord knows how much damage he could have done to the rest of the world if he wasn't just region locked on Sky Island. Akiji, probably the coolest marine admiral out of all of them. See what I did there? Tight shit. He could freeze a whole sea and let civilians walk across it for 7 days. Dope. His devil fruit's dope. And don't know if you noticed, but my man is the reason why Nico Robin's alive pretty much. Just saying. Give that man a 96 overall. There's no need to explain him. Everyone knows Akiji that boy. CP9. Now, CP9 overall, I give him like, if we balance out everything, I give him an 81. But only 2 standouts from CP9 are Mr. Rob Lucci, who was an 88 overall, pushed Luffy to second gear, and it was pretty strong overall. Kaku was my favorite character in Water 7 until he ate that fucking devil fruit. He became a giraffe and lost all his aura. All of it. 84 overall. But shout out to him because that opening with him flying over Water 7 is still stuck in my head to this day. Spadam, the leader of CP9, the dude with the mask that kept beating Nico Robin and dragging her everywhere. I don't think he did shit. I don't even remember his power. I don't even know if he had a power. 65 overall. Gecko Moria living on a ship that is as big as an island, going band for band with Kaido back in the day when they used to 1v1. Although I don't like Thriller Bark as a whole, Gecko Moria had one of the most interesting fruits out of all of One Piece. Being able to take someone's shadow, not allowing them to leave his little island, and then stealing their abilities and being able to put it in puppets. That's a pretty dope ass fruit. Like I said, the arc itself was kind of wishy-washy, how they paced certain parts of it. But you got to meet Brook. But that doesn't matter. Brook, let me stop. We're only talking about Gecko Moria. This isn't a fucking Thriller Bark redemption video. Gecko Moria would be a higher 90 in his prime. But just based off his power and how cool he is, I'm going to give him a flat 90. Bartholomew Kuma. 95 overall. Off the jump. Creating 2 iconic anime moments in back-to-back arcs justifies it. First and foremost, a warlord. I take that back. 3, because you got his serious-ass walk with Doflamingo back in episode 151. Then you have him making Zoro take all the pain of Luffy and creating the iconic nothing happened. And then 3, sending the Straw Hats fucking packing. If you had a place where you wanted to go, anywhere in the world, where would it be? Psych, nigga, I don't care. Get out. That's what he did. And 95 overalls, man. And being Vagapunk's little puppet for technology, making the pacifistas who are also OP as fuck. RIP my boy Kuma. I don't even know. I still don't know what's going on with him. I'm at episode fucking 800. I'm at episode 850. And I still don't know what's happening with Kuma. So I guess RIP my boy. Or if anything else happens, I'll see. Kizaru. I'm not gonna lie. He's my favorite admiral because his fruit is cool. He's literally light. My boy can teleport anywhere at the speed of light, and his voice is so funny to me. That's literally the only like 2 things that make him so high for me. He is at a 94 overall. I just love him as a character. Editing Jamel here. I don't think I emphasized how good Kizaru actually is as well. The speed of light is something that should not be slept on. Also, if you go band for band with the other admirals, let's keep it a buck. You can't burn light. You can't really freeze light. It's kind of OP. The speed he can move at and just his little tendencies. Ooh, and his attacks. He has this little finger pistol attack. Man, that boy is crazy. That's all I wanted to add about him. Kizaru, still 94 overall. Oh my god. It's biased, I know. Boa Hancock, a top 5, but not 2 to 5 feminists in One Piece, but then falling for Luffy, who's low-key underage. But I ain't gonna hate on it. She's a 92 overall. The only female warlord in the lineup, and Loki has an OP power because everyone in One Piece is horny. Warden, I can't pronounce his name. Manglin. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. If this man didn't have the poo-poo fruit, the poo-poo problem with his poison, he would be easily 93 overall. Impel Down wouldn't have happened, but he spends half of his time on the toilet. So he gets a solid 90 overall for fucking putting Luffy in a body bag and my boy Luffy was on life support dying, man. Lastly, Mr. Dickhead himself, Mr. Donut Maker, Mr. Tectonic Plate Shaker, Mr. Gut Baker himself, Kainu. I don't even want to think about it. Give him a 97 overall and get him the fuck out of my face, because he clapped Ace and fucked up Whitebeard. There's enough left to say, and he became the new Fleet Admiral. So that's it for the video. And off on a sad note, if you have any debates in the comments of the overalls with me, please give me your reasoning. Please meet me in the comments. I'm ready for all smoke. Don't care. I'll be making a post time skip video of this once I am caught up to One Piece. Catch you on the next video.